we forget how quickly technology evolves. We kind of pretend like we understand, but our brains are very good at thinking linearly. And technology definitely increases exponentially. Moore's law still holds true. And every 6 months it holds true. It's more amazing than the last 6 months by an order of magnitude, right? This is insane. How long can it go along? We also, our first iPhone came out in 2007, so that's 13 years ago. I was reading science fiction stories that would talk about, one day we'll get to a situation where technology is obsolete when it rolls off the factory line. And how many iPhones did they release last year? We went from none to one to they're obsolete almost as soon as they're made. And we can, it seems ridiculous to think that it will be obsolete as it rolls off the factory floor, but if you have a machine learning algorithm behind that, we can understand that reaching for the one behind is 10 times, 100 times better than the one that's just come off.
Yeah, but this is a thought experiment, right? I mean, there's no, in order to make something obsolete, something must follow it.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying that on that production line, there will physically be...
Things get strange very close to the singularity. Right? Yeah. That's we're like 2007, if I told you that they would release 3 iPhones a year and they would each supersede the other ones so much that people wouldn't be seen dead with the previous version of the iPhone.
Yeah.
You would laugh at me, but that's a reality now. People's status is linked to their iPhone or whatever.
Okay, but what about the economic sustainability of planned obsolescence and things like that? I mean, at some point, if we extrapolate that a few years in the future and everybody is, on universal basic income and just being issued iPhones like they're, food stamps or something.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to afford to have the economic driver to push the obsolete iPhone out with the new one. It doesn't make sense, right? So there has to be some sort of a resistance that technology meets if it's only economically.
Well, in my version of the future is pretty bizarre, but ideally you would have an AI controlling distribution for materials and resources. And we go from high energy, low bandwidth systems to low energy, high bandwidth systems. So we go from radio to broadband, or something like this. So we see a push in this direction, and this would just be an extension of that using phone technology. So it would be something that uses less power, puts more to the cloud, something like that, in some measurable, meaningful way. That means the amount of power or processing you would save means it's economical to chuck your iPhone into a recycling bin where it will get turned into the next version, because the net gain would be more than you using it for a day or a week or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
But this decision wouldn't even be made by you. It would be, by this point, half our brains exist in the cloud with more capacity than we had in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you would know, some consensus would be made that we would all dump our iPhones in the bin, and we would take the new Borg phone or whatever it is, or we would upgrade to something else that would go inside our brain or something like this.
To see the full interview, click somewhere. I'm sure it's not too hard to figure out.